Why do women sound crazy? Let's jump right in.
Wait, so you don't want me to be your Valentine?
I don't want you to be my anything.
Whoa, so she threw the flowers he gave to her at his feet and says she doesn't want to be his anything. Does that sound crazy? What does it mean? We'll come back to it in a moment. Let's see what happened next.
You say that, but then you text me.
So, leave me on red.
Whoa, she says, so leave me on red. He's confused. Sounds crazy. What does it mean?
Won't that make you mad if I leave you on red?
He's worried at this point whether or not that will make her mad.
Yes.
So she said yes, it will make her mad.
You want me to make you mad?
So with that question, I have to be frank, it's a bit off for me because it's like, so you want me to make you mad? I don't know how he arrived at that conclusion, but I think it opened the door to something sinister. So let's see what happens, then we come back to this point.
I want you to want to not make me mad. See?
Right. So he sat down, he's like, okay, I'm done.
There you go. Never fights for us.
Wait,
So she says to him, never fight for us. She didn't say you never fight for us. She's speaking in third person. Bear that in mind. That's very important.
you want me to fight for you?
No. I want you to give up.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. So it also may sound crazy when you don't have the magic eye and when you don't know the prophecy, but let's look at this. So in the beginning, she says to him, right, I don't want you to be my anything, and she throws the flowers at him. So imagine you have a friend and you buy him a burger. Let's say you give him Five Guys, pause. And then he takes the burger and then throws it at you and says something like, I don't want you to give me anything. What would you do? I'm certain your response would range from punching him in the face, which I'm not saying you should, to just thinking there's something wrong with him, but you probably have a bit of a stronger reaction. Notice that the guy in the video completely ignored it and focused only on wanting to be the Valentine, right? And he says to her that, look, you tell me this stuff, then you just text me afterwards, which confuses him. But here is the thing. Here's the thing. She says, leave me on red. Why? Because she already is trying to show the guy, I don't want you. I'm not interested in you like that. I don't respect you. I don't value you, right? So the same way if your male friend did something like that, you take it as a sign of disrespect. It's the same thing that she is doing. So where it sounds crazy is because you'll be asking yourself, yeah, but why is she still talking to him? Well, he's giving her attention, but she's basically telling him to walk away from her, which he's not doing. Because later he says, isn't that going to make you mad? And she's like, so, right? Which only sounds crazy if you ignore what she did in the beginning. And what she said in the beginning, she says, I don't want you to be my anything. And this guy does not want to accept it. He doesn't want to believe that she does not want it. And I know when we are invested in a female, it's difficult for us to really accept that she doesn't want us. But the truth is, a female can still be around you, even sometimes sleep with you, when she doesn't really want you anymore. She may find you still attractive, but she's not interested in that bond with you. She's not interested in that relationship with you. So what she's saying, to be honest, is exactly what she means. She's like, leave me on red. And the interesting thing is that if he did that, she would respect him more. And then when he asks, which I said, let's remember that, so you want me to make you mad? And I said he opens the door to something sinister because he opens the door to manipulation through that. Why? Because he says, so you want me to make you mad? That's not what she says. She says, just leave me on red regardless of how I feel about it, right? Because to a woman, if a man respects himself, he's not going to be bothered about her emotions. He's going to be bothered about his emotions. But he doesn't care about the disrespect, about her throwing flowers at him and saying, I don't want you to be my anything. He ignores it. Let's say she said it, right? And later she wants to get back. She still doesn't deserve to get back because she just disrespected you. Using an example of your friend, if he threw that burger on the floor and then he came back to you and said, hey, I want another burger. You'd be like, what? Like, no, right? You say no because when you gave him the chance, he misused it. And clearly in this video, we see that this has happened multiple times. And when she says, oh, never fight for us, notice the manipulation in there. She didn't say, you never fight for us. She's absolving herself of responsibility by speaking in third person, by essentially distancing herself from it and just pulling him back in, just roping him in, right? And later she tells him, I want you to give up, right? And it's very difficult for guys to understand, and it sounds crazy because guys don't believe when a woman says she wants you to walk away or she's not interested. A lot of times guys don't believe it. Sometimes a guy may think she's playing hard to get, or if you show her enough love or attention, she will reciprocate. But most of the time she means it. Just like when you meet a woman who is interested in you and she shows you that she's interested, she also means that, right? And the only way you know is always by making a move. So I would argue that this guy should have, the moment she threw the flowers, that should have been the end of the conversation. Like if it was me, I would pick up those flowers if I bought them and walk away. I'll either give it to another woman, give it to my mother, my sister, somebody else, or just the lady, you know, at the reception somewhere, or somebody on the street, and never speak to that woman again. You don't have to tolerate that disrespect. So the reason why women sound crazy is because we accept the disrespect, we accept the abuse, and then it just goes out of control. But if we filter it through the idea that, okay, if a guy did this to me, would I accept it? If the answer is no, then don't accept it from females either, and you'll be fine. So if you don't want to be baffled, if you don't want to worry about why a woman sounds crazy, when she disrespects you or abuses you, just walk away.